Hello, happy Thursday. Come on in, join me in my craft room. I'm gonna do something a little different tonight. Typically paint a piece with you and say hi when you come on and let me know where you're from, and especially if you're new. I've got a lot of new ones in the last week. That's yay, I love it. Let me go ahead and get you pulled up. But I am Pam Savage with Young at Heart Creations. I love, love, love to paint, and I love to teach you to paint. So let me get you pulled up here. Make sure I can see everybody's comments. So say hi when you come in. But tonight we're going to do something just a little bit different. Typically, like I said, I paint a piece with you, do some kind of a project, but I don't have a whole lot of time tonight, so my normal 2-hour one would be too long for me. So I'm keeping the grand dog, husband's working, so just got a lot going on. Got grandkids coming for the weekend. I'm excited. Hi, Miss Cindy. Hello, hello. So I thought tonight, since everybody's getting ready to paint for Christmas, snowmen and gingerbread men, I thought I would just do some instruction on 2 or 3 different noses. Gingerbread nose, carrot nose, and maybe a teddy bear nose. We'll see on that one. And I'm just going to do it in one of my mixed media books. Don't even know where this one came from. I think this one came from Walmart. Pretty sure it did. But it's just a mixed media one that I haven't even really opened yet. So we're going to work on that. But I thought that might help you. Let me see if I can get pulled up here. There we go. So I can see your comments. And where do we go? Don't you just love technology? Facebook's been making some changes again. So things are not where they normally are. Hi, Teresa. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I think we got it going now. All right, gotcha. Okay, so again, what we're going to do tonight is just do a little practice on some noses that I think might help you. I've been painting upstairs, downstairs. I've been painting like crazy, so I've got all my brushes are in 2 or 3 different cups because I've been having projects both places and running back and forth trying to get them done. But I got the teacher's orders out, got them done. They are done. So now I'm focusing on craft show items. I've been doing, let me show you the boxes right quick. I should have brought them over here. Hang on. These were some of the Dollar Tree boxes I bought last year that I had left over. So I've been napkinizing them. These are napkins. Isn't that one pretty? A picket fence and birds on it. So we can put the little flower pots in here and put paintbrushes, just about anything in them. Hi, Darlene. Let me know if you're a newbie. I see some names on here I haven't seen before. This one I've got to, I'm going to do something up here, just right here at the top, because this was a little bit smaller napkin. So I did that one. And so I only had 5 of them left, but I wanted to get them done, and I just didn't have time to paint them all. So I've done this one before, but it sold quickly, so I did another one. Aren't the colors in that one so pretty? And again, these are just napkins that Mod Podge. Hello, Miss Kim. And did a seascape one, or seashell, I guess you would call it. And then I had one more. I've got some that are painted that are that I've already priced and put away. And then this one was gray already. I didn't do anything to it. It was just gray. On the front where I put the napkin, I painted it white so it wouldn't show through, and did the horses. So the horse one always goes so quickly. I get my napkins all everywhere on the internet. Every time I go on a trip, I look for napkins. So all kinds of different places that I get them and they come from. Okay, so tonight, again, we're just going to do simple, 3 simple noses. If I have time, we'll do a teddy bear nose. Most of you already probably know how to do this, but maybe you don't, and I'm hoping that it might help you since you're about to start painting all the snowmen. If you've never really done snowmen before, I'm just hoping that it might help you with something. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down. We had a wonderful workshop. The workshop went really, really well last week. The ladies have done just an incredible job. I've only seen one finished so far, but just the questions and the comments were just wonderful. So my first one was a success, and I'm excited to have it behind me so I can focus on doing some more. We learned several different strokes. We just did so many things. I'll show you mine. I've done 2 or 3 of these on a sled, but I've also did this one on just a wood piece. So this is what we did in the workshop. Added some glitter for the snow, and the ladies just did awesome. They did such a good job. Okay, so let's start with just a basic carrot nose, and there's so many ways you can do the carrot nose. You can just do a simple one. You can have them turning up. You can do them in big round sections, but we're going to stay kind of simple tonight. Just for those of you that may be beginner painters, or if you just, a lot of times, especially getting ready for a craft show, some things, I just try to get done in bulk and batch painting, so I don't do a ton of detail work on them. And sometimes simple works out better. Now, I love doing all the details, and I do have many pieces that I do the details on. But sometimes when I get in a hurry, I just want to, do what I can to make it really nice and worth what we're, what they're going to be paying for it, and move on to the next thing because I'm trying to get quantity items done. I don't want an empty booth. Okay, so I'm starting out with, this is Spice Pumpkin. So really any orange, will do that looks like a carrot orange. I like Canyon Orange also, works really well. So now I'm just going to do a skinny V, just a sideways V. And let's just make this nose coming up a little bit. And then I'm just going to come back down. And again, this is on paper, so your paint is not going to feel like it would on wood or another piece. Okay, you can go straight down with this. I kind of like to round it. And you're going to have your eyes here. But that's just the basic shape. You could come up, again, like I said, with a little curly Q. You can line it out with a liner first if you want to. Okay, and then I'm using, on this one, I'm using a large Royal Langnickel No. 9 round. You could fill it in with a flat brush. And to avoid the paintbrush strokes showing really badly, I'm really spreading my brush out when I'm just filling in. And we'll do a second coat. Do another one because I like to put some humps on it, just some little humps. But there's one, and you would shade it and highlight just the way we're going to do another one. If you don't like freehanding, you can take a pencil, or depending on what color you have, you could use a chalk pencil. Like if you're doing it on if you're doing a snowman, no, it's more than likely going to be on white, but you could get a colored chalk pencil. I love using the chalk pencils. So let's do another one down here. And I'm going to make it kind of wavy. Very lightly. Same thing at the bottom, and then just meet up at your point. Okay, so that is just a very light one that you can use as your pattern. And just paint. You don't have to do it exactly like you have it, but it just gives you kind of a guide to go through. And notice I got very light with, I'm almost standing straight up with my pressure when I got up to the point of the carrot. I haven't worked on media paper, but maybe just a couple of times, so it's a very different feel. Let me get this light over here. Maybe it won't shadow quite as much. I love painting snowmen. Sometimes when I'm just wanting to paint for myself, even in the summer, I will paint a snowman. It's just relaxing, quick. Hi, Karen. Spiced pumpkin is my favorite orange. I love it too. Love it, love it. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of round it out. And again, you can just go straight if you want to. And I'm going to go ahead and put a second coat on it. Try it just a little bit. We'll put a second coat and then we'll do some shading. I just set all those boxes on the cord for this, so it's not reaching very far. Now, if you were doing it on a piece, you would make sure you were nice and neat. Okay, I'm just going to fill it in. Put more pressure on it when I'm doing it in the large spaces, and then easing up on the pressure when I get towards the edge. Okay, and I think that's dark enough that you'll be able to see. Look at the difference in this one only has one coat on the top up here, and then this one down here has the second coat. So it definitely makes a big difference. Now, I will tell you another little trick I've learned. If you base coat your carrot in yellow first and then go over it with one coat, it gives it a little bit of a pretty streaked look. Okay, so I didn't use as much of that as I thought I was going to. So I'm going to put it back in my bottle because I don't like to waste it. I did hear today through Erica Wallace that Hobby Lobby now has deco art all the time for 99 cents. So I hope I heard her right. Okay, so we've got our base coat on there. Now you can either go with a darker orange, this is burnt orange, or you can go with a brown, just depends on the look that you're wanting. Let's just go with some burnt orange, but either will work. And I'm going to switch to a flat brush. This is a Royal Langnickel number, it's a 3/8, so 10 millimeter. Okay, so I'm going to load it a little bit with that base coat color, the Spice Pumpkin, on both sides. And then underneath my words, so I'll know which corner to go to each time. Just going to do some shading all the way around it, and then we're going to do some highlighting as well. So this combination, I really like it. We'll do this a little bit in brown just to show you the difference. And this was the burnt orange. All of this is deco art. All the way out to the end with it. And then I like to come back, and everywhere there's a little hump there in the carrot, I just make a little line down just to show the sections. And go around the back side. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. And your paint's going to get a little drier on this paper than it would on your wood piece. So I just added a little bit of water to my brush. And I'm just putting that on the very corner. Almost like a triangle. Okay, so there's the difference with top and without anything. Now let's go with a little bit of brown. Now this only has one coat on it, but you'll still get the idea of the difference. This is burnt umber. Loading it with that base coat color. And it's just going to be a little more dramatic. And I got outside of the carrot there. Of course, you wouldn't do that on your piece. And then I'm just blending it out all the way up at the top here. Adding a little more water. Okay, and then you would just go all the way around the top, same way. So just a little darker. And either one works great. A lot of times what I will do is I will do on the bottom one just what I did, and then I will take my small liner brush, load it, and then come down and just trying to think the word I was wanting, define the little wrinkles, I guess you would say, a little more. And it's just really your preference. But look at the difference just that shading made. Now what I like to do is you can use yellow. I use yellow a lot. I like to use tangerine. This one is Folk Art tangerine, but Deco Art I believe has a tangerine as well. But it's just enough difference that it gives us a highlight. You can use a round brush. I like to use, Erica Wallace just introduced us to makeup brushes. These are from Dollar Tree, and I think I got 2 different sizes. I think the other ones must be downstairs. But very soft bristles, but it's a makeup brush and it holds up really well. Wet n Wild is the brand. And I like to do it either on my arm or up here on my hand or in my hand here. You can also put it on your plate or whatever it is and get some off that way. On your plate or on a paper towel. But I think the oil's in the, I don't know what it is. The oil's in the hands, in your skin, I'm not sure, but it just makes it look nice. Hello, Annette. Hi, Peggy. Yes, since they're no longer, they don't do paint sales anymore. Oh, I didn't know that. Hi, Linda. Hello, my Linda. Linda and my Linda. And Miss Kathy. Oh, thank you. Well, I've learned from everybody else. Okay, so I've got it loaded, and then I'm just going to wipe it around my hand till I kind of get it feeling. Still got a little bit of moisture, but it feels good. Okay, and up here in these crevices, almost a dry brush, and I'm just going to load it on. Okay, I'm going to reload. Just really working it in. And let's bring some back here. Now I went over my brown line there, so I may want to go back and redefine that. So I'm just putting it on and then taking it off. And I'm just doing circular motions. Okay, now I'm doing straight. Okay, look at the difference in the sections with it and the sections without. So just an easy way to get highlight. Sometimes I use the cadmium yellow, but my favorite is this tangerine. It just seems to work with all of the oranges. And again, this one is Folk Art Tangerine. Now we could easily do it in the floating, just like we did that burnt orange, but this just gives it a soft look. Okay, we could even do it up here in this one. Now again, this one's only got one coat on it. We didn't finish it, but you would just go up along the edges here. And it really shows up with that brown. And you just go all the way to the top. Wash that color out. I'm going to get that off my hand. Remember, if you get it on your fingernails and you've got fingernail polish on, or fake fingernails, and you don't want that paint messing it up, it doesn't come off easily. If you'll use hand sanitizer or alcohol, it'll come right off. Now we could even go over this burnt orange down here with a little bit of shading of that brown. Just right over that burnt orange. And give it a little more definition. Now, if I were doing it on a snowman, if this were a snowman face, I typically shade my snowman head all the way around. Well, look at this one with the blues. I shaded that one in deep midnight blue, kind of a wash, actually. That's what we did in the class, in the workshop. So to make that nose stand out, or to look like it is sitting, you know, kind of 3D, I guess you would say, I would take, and I didn't grab any blue, but let me grab some right quick. You could also use gray. Let's just go with deep midnight blue. So this is the deep midnight blue, really pretty color. You could also go with colonial blue. Blue fog is a lighter, they're lighter blues. So I'm still using that Royal Langnickel number 9 flat. Hello, Sue. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Dana. Method of dry brushing is so subtle, but wow. I know, it does make such a difference, doesn't it? And when you look at it, it looks so hard, but it is not. Okay, so I would do, because my snowman would be white, my base coat would be, my base coat color would be white. So I would want to load my brush both sides with a little bit of that base coat color. That just helps it float across a little easier. And I'm going to get just a little bit. And you're probably going to hear the dog barking. I just heard her because I've got the gate up where she can't get up here. She would be singing with us up here. Her little tune of, Grammy, get out of there. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be taking care of me. Or you're supposed to be petting me and rubbing my stomach and whatever. Okay, now it'll look much prettier on your wood piece or whatever piece you're doing. But let's just go ahead and put a little bit of moisture. I like to have a separate cup of water for my shading water. You can use floating gel if you want to. I just use water. So I just got that a little damp. And so you would go underneath. You could even go all the way around it if you wanted to. Got some on the carrot, but I don't want that. Okay, I'm just reloading some with the white. And I'm doing it a little heavier just so you can see it than what I probably would on the piece. too much on that one. Let me wash that off. But you can see it really well. I had a big snowman that I just did that was an order, but I've already delivered it. And I would show you how pretty it looked on the actual piece, you know, just making it stand out. Just kind of gives it a 3D look. Okay, and then you would just blend it out. Let's see if that shows up. Okay, and then you can just soften it up. And then if you needed to on your piece, if you got a little too much or it went down a little too far, then you could always bring your base coat color back and soften it up some. Okay. Darken it up there. Okay. And then with a scruffy brush or just one of your flat brushes, I would come along and put a little bit of snow, just kind of dabble a little bit of snow, pounce some snow on the top there. Okay, so that is our carrot nose for tonight. Now the colors I like to use for gingerbread noses. Probably just do it right here. I think we've got room. We'll just do it right there. I like to use the rockwood. Let me grab a, see if I can get through here. I've got so much stuff over here now. Move these boxes. One of the gingerbread men that I just finished. I have not put his buttons. I've still got to put his peppermint buttons and candy all over him and finish the snow. But you can see the nose. This is the honey brown, Deco Art honey brown. That's the color, or cocoa. I like to use cocoa as well. And then with the burnt umber or any dark brown is what I use to shade with. But for the nose, and I haven't gone around the nose yet. That's the only thing I like on his nose is shading around the nose. But this is the rockwood red and almost a burgundy, but it's just not a bright red like this is. And that way his candy shows up, and it just, to me, it just kind of works. So that's the color I use on the gingerbread man. And I just, for the nose, I just do, it's not really an oval. I'm not sure what the shape is, what you would call it. But I do almost a C stroke. Okay, and then all the way across, straight. I'm doing a larger nose than what I would normally do. And then a backward C. And again, I would do it with a chalk pencil. Okay, and then I'm going to use the round brush again. It's Lang Nickel number 9. could even do a brown nose. Rockwood is good to use to shade on red, on like a true red. Okay, so let's fill it in. Okay, really spreading that brush out when I'm filling it in. I'm going to dry it and we'll do a second coat on it. Looks just kind of plain Jane right now. Oops. Got out of line a little bit. Paper had kind of buckled up because I was drying it. So easing up on the pressure when I get close to the edge. Should have put some honey brown under it and then painted over it. That's all right. So since I've already got some of that burnt umber out, I'm going to load it with some of that Rockwood Red. And we can shade it with that burnt umber. See if it's dark enough. May not be dark enough. May want to go with black. Okay, let's see what black looks like. I don't think that's going to show up for you. I can see it, but I don't think it's going to be dark enough for you. I don't want to dry it completely. So let's try a little bit of black, and I think you can see it. Which you could use black, definitely, if you wanted to. Just a little bit. Just putting a little bit on that corner. And this is still a little damp. Now you could add a little bit of black to that brown to darken it up. And you wouldn't have this dark black. Dark chocolate's also good. It will show up. I wasn't watching what I was doing and hit the black in the middle. I prefer the dark chocolate. And mainly on this one, just wanted you to see the shape that I do for their noses. And then I would go around it with the burnt umber or the dark chocolate, and it would be on top of the cocoa. So let's put a little, I mean, not cocoa, honey brown. I have used cocoa a lot too, though. Not a lot of difference. So let's put some honey brown around it. Okay, just to give you an idea. And I got up in the nose there with that, but you wouldn't if you were doing your really real piece. How's that for words? Really real piece. Okay, so underneath the nose on the actual gingerbread man, I would come under it with that burnt umber. I don't think I would use the dark chocolate on it. It might be a little too stark. You could try it though and see what it looks like. But shading around certain things, you can shade around your eyes to make them stand out and look like they're not just flat sitting on your piece. Okay, just shade it out, blend it out. Now that looks really messy, I know, the way it is on there, but. And then I always usually I take like antique white or off-white, but I've got some regular white already out here on my plate, so we're going to use it. I take my liner brush. You could also use a round or a longer liner brush, but I'm really loading it up. And I'm just going to do a little highlight line. So simple little nose. Again, I would use the dark brown more than I would the black. Okay, let's dry that, flip the page, and let's see if we can do maybe a teddy bear nose right quick. A lot of people do Christmas teddy bears. Okay, so for a teddy bear, let's do just a round. Let me get something to make a round face with. Yeah, this will be big enough. This is just the top of a lotion cream bottle. So I'm going to take my pencil and we'll just do a round. And let's say we have ears up here for a teddy bear, which we really don't need those. So what I usually do on a teddy bear is I'll draw about I guess you call it a half circle. Kind of looks like a big frowny face. Okay, So I would paint that in whatever brown I'm using. Since we've already got this honey brown out, let's just use that. So the bear, I would just float here, but let's just do our bear brown here with the honey brown. Hi, Kimberly. Hello, Brandy and Shirley. Toby and Lisa and Charlotte. Hi, Patty. Lots of new ones tonight. Welcome, welcome. If you have not hit the follow button up there, be sure and do that. If you'd like to get notifications when I go live, you should see either a bell at the top right hand corner or 3 little dots. Typically when I go live, I'm painting a piece with you. But tonight, I just decided to show you 3 noses that I use a lot during this time of the year. And this is kind of messy painting tonight because I'm just showing you some samples on mixed media paper. I promise you my pieces look a little neater than this when I'm doing my pieces. I hear the train, so Puppy Dog's probably going to go crazy unless Mr. Pam, as you all call him, David may have her outside now. Oh, there she goes. Okay, I'm not even going to worry about putting a second coat on this. And then I would take my burnt umber or dark chocolate, whichever you prefer. I'll load it up. And let me get a little more burnt umber. That's pretty dried out. And so you could even do the snout in a different color altogether. I'm just going to float the half circle around. Got a little bit too much on there, so I was wiping some of it off. So we're just going to do that half circle. Okay, we'll let that dry, and then we'll do a little darker. Lots of new names on here. All of you regulars, tell our newbies hello. And to our newbies, we'd love to know where you're from. Do you paint? Do you have a business page? You're welcome to put your business page on here tonight in the comments. Okay, so let's make this a little darker so you can see it. Add a little more moisture. Of course, your base coating on your bear would be much nicer than this. I only put 1 coat on there. Put a second coat on just the snout. Okay, and then here's the ears up here. Of course, you would have eyes. Okay, for the eyes, this one got it. On a bear, I usually put the eyes kind of to the side because we're going to do the nose. Okay, there's our nose. I don't know what shape you would call that. Almost a triangular shape. And then I'm kind of put my eyes off to the side. You could do round eyes. Let's just do the ones I like to do. And to get them both the same, now I've got this one a little too close, so if I were doing a piece, I would scoot it over a little bit or scoot this one over just a little bit. We could make our nose just a little wider on this side. Okay. But if you didn't like, if you got one just like you like it and the other one, oh, it didn't match, it's a little bigger, smaller, do the one you like and then take tracing paper, trace it, and then bring it over with graphite paper and that tracing paper and trace the one you just did on. Okay, and then I always bring a smiley mouth. All right, let's go ahead and paint that nose in. Okay, that large round that I was using is much too large. So I'm going to go down to a number 1. It's a plaid. I'll go to a number 1 liner. A round, not actually a liner. Now I will use a liner to do the mouth. Coming up a little bit above that snout. And I would make it even look like fur. You can really put a lot of detail on the bears. The easiest way to do the eyes, this wasn't really a lesson on eyes, but would be to paint all of it white first and then go back over and do your black. So I would paint all of this white and then I would do my black. That's really the easiest way to do it. But if you didn't do that or you forgot, then just take your little liner brush and just up to the top. And we'll outline the eye as well. So much easier to paint the whole eye white and then just fill in the black. My white paint's getting a little dry. like to start at the largest part and then come up to the smaller part. So I'm starting out with some pressure. And then easing up when I get up to the top. And with that white, you'll probably need to put a second coat on it. Same thing with the round, pressure at the beginning, and then lifting up. Let's try that and go around with the white. Sorry, y'all. Okay, let's go in with a little more white. And I'm just loading that liner brush. Thank you, Kathy, for letting me know. In our workshop, we practiced several different shapes of eyes. So many different ways you can do them. Okay, and I'm not going to get real detailed on the practice one here, but you get the idea. Now this black here is smaller than this one, but again, what I would do is trace the one that I like and then bring it over to trace it, so you'll have two exact eyes. And then you want to outline your eye. I'm going to add some black to this. A little closer. And I do thin my paint down just a little bit when I'm doing line work. I hold my brush down low. A lot of people hold theirs up high. It's just whatever you're comfortable with. I still, after 30-something years painting, just get amazed at how different the difference every step makes. Okay, I'm going to put some little eyelashes on. Let's also do some eyebrows. some little white dots in his eyes. Or her eye. You could put a bow up here and it could be a her. Okay, and with our white, let's put a little highlight up here. Whoop, I had too much water in that. I forgot to dab it off after I put it in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do on that, let's put a little bit of black back in there. Easy fix. And you've got black as your base coat color. You can typically fix it pretty easily. I want to dry it because I don't want to end up with gray. All right, now let's put a line up there. Okay, so now I'm going to load with that black. I've got it a little thinned out. You could do pink for cheeks, cheek lines, smile lines. I'll turn him upside down to do this one over here. So I'm going to straighten it out a little bit, and then we'll just erase our pencil marks. Okay, so there's a bear nose. Let's put some little dots in his eyes. I'm going to use a stylus. And we can also put some of that deep midnight blue, or I like to use, this is winter blue. We can use winter blue. I like colonial blue, and fog, blue fog is really pretty, but I'll do this one. So we'll give him a little bit of blue. Now, if you were doing just the round eyes, you could float this around his eyes or underneath the eyeball. If you search on YouTube or even Google eye patterns, there are so many different ways that you can do eyes. Straighten this one out just a little. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of white. could also do the star eyes like I do on most of my snowmen. You could just do any one of them. I would put a little bit of pink in his ears. But mainly I wanted to show you the nose. So we did, now those dots are still very wet. So here's our carrot noses in stages. The shading made such a difference. And then our gingerbread nose. I would do the dark chocolate brown instead of black, but I just wanted to show you the shape of the nose. And then I would go underneath it with the black also. Go underneath it with either a blue or a gray on your snowman to make it really pop. I would add snow up here a little bit on the top. But those are 3 very simple noses. I had to put my glasses on so I could see my pattern over there. I do have a bear. Let me grab it. I did the eyes just a little bit different on this one, a little simpler. And this one I did probably 28, 29 years ago. So if I were doing him now, I would put some pink in his ears to give some highlight, you know, in those. I would do some pink here on the cheeks. I would probably do the eyes maybe just a little bit different, but just giving him that snout, you know, floating around that gave him a very cute little nose. You could do a mouth down here. I mean, make it look like a lips would be really cute too. So I hope that helps you with everything you're about to paint and with your snowman. Again, you can do those noses so many different ways. You can curl them up, just so many different ways that you can do those. But look from a distance how with shading underneath that makes it look like it is not flat on the snowman, that it's an actual P. It looks 2D or 3D, I guess you would say. Okay, so I hope that helped you on your next project. Here's the one again that we just finished. Let's see, here's this snowman we did on the sled. So you can see I have shaded underneath him. There's the star eyes. And then the one we just finished in the workshop, we did a lot of shading. We shaded on the moon. Got some glitter on that moon as well. We did a lot of shading on the snow, shading on the snowman himself. And that's a tiny, tiny little face that we did on there. So using that liner brush really comes in handy. Okay, well that's not my usual lessons or painting that we do on Thursday night, but I thought I'd change it up a little bit and give you some tips maybe for what you're about to start painting for the season. So I hope it helped. I've been painting lots of pumpkins, and big pumpkins with, on the flip side, gingerbread men, snowmen, so different types of those. I've been doing a lot of those for orders this week. So I've finished those. Gonna focus on that craft show now. The craft show is the second Saturday in November at the Howe High School, and it's almost here. So I'm gonna try really hard to get all of my stuff painted up as much as I can for that. All right, ladies, good night. Thank you so much for hopping on. Don't forget, if you would like to get notified when I go live, if you would just click on that follow button if you want to follow. And then every time I get a new 100 followers, I send out some very nice happy mail. And we draw a name that we send out Happy Mail for. And then also, if you want to get notified when I go live, click on the little 3 dots at the top, or you should see a bell and just click on Get Live Notifications. And if you don't mind, I would love it for you to put this out on your media and help us get some more followers. We appreciate it. Thanks for all of those that were in the workshop last week. It was so much fun, and you guys did so well. I appreciate it so much. All right, I'm going to go down and spoil that grand dog some more. Thanks, ladies. Good night.